And we begin with major developments tonight about a water problem that is plaguing part of Northwest Washington.
People who live in this section of the city are still being told to not drink their tap water. And now we've learned the test results show motor oil is contaminating the water there. D.C. Bureau Chief Sam Ford live from the Shaw neighborhood tonight, looking at why the situation is worse than first thought. Sam, what have you learned here?
Well, Leon, we're here at S and 8th Street Northwest. They have now closed down this street. They have their command center set up here, and they thought it was going to be sort of an easy day, that this was all going to be over soon, but it turns out that was not the case. They took water samples, sent some to the Washington Aqueduct. Those samples came back negative, and then they sent samples to the EPA's office at Fort Meade, and those samples came back showing traces of heavy oil, and so this situation is not over. For a second day in a row in this part of D.C., it's been a day of water bottles and jugs. You notice them on the street after complaints of petroleum odors coming from the water, and D.C. Water sending out an alert for an 8-block area. Don't drink or bathe in the water. That's meant the closing of 3 schools to students while shipping in bottled water for school employees, and business has been brisk at stores that sell water. Water used for all kinds of things.
I run a salon, and we shampoo a lot of people, and we were told not to use the water, so I got to get my people done today.
Midday, just outside the affected area, D.C. Water set up this portable water buggy connected to a fire hydrant by water hose to provide free water for people who might need it. D.C. Water Director George Hawkins said EPA tests released late today show heavy motor oil in water samples taken this morning, perhaps the result of a business's faulty plumbing.
And what the plumbing code requires is something called a backflow preventer to stop exactly what we think happened, which is something went back up the line from some chemical that was either being cleaned or used in cleaning and then got into the drinking water source.
He said the source may never be found. Though this may be inconvenient to have to buy water, there are few complaints about the actions taken.
Well, I'd rather them be precautionary and say that than have it turn out to be something worse later.
And we're back live where employees of D.C. Water are gathered on the corner here. The presumption is they're going to be moving through this area trying to determine where this is coming from. This suggests a couple of things. One, that the source is right here in this 8-block area, perhaps, in this close-in area. It's not far because outer areas are not affected. And second, it suggests that the pollution is continuing to flow into the system since they flushed the pipes all night, and it was still found in samples taken this morning. And so for the time being, the water alert is still on. Don't drink the water, don't bathe in the water, basically don't do anything in which you would come in contact with the water. Flushing toilets, I guess, is about all they suggest that you do with it at this point. Reporting live from Northwest Washington, Sam Ford, ABC 7 News.
Okay, thank you, Sam.